Ooh.
So much
Sorry,
I've seen the first 4 and I still get hooked.
Do you? And it's right from the word go. Amanda is with us now. Like, literally, from the minute it starts, when they're all sitting down at that table and you've got cheaters on one side, non-cheaters on the other, and then the guy comes out with... Oh, my goodness.
It is extraordinary. So 8 couples are put together and they, they're all in their 30s and 40s. They've all been around the block. There's no children involved in this, I should say. They've got no children between them. And they all think that they've lost the love of their life, and it's about whether they can find their way back and change the patterns of behaviour and forgive each other and have closure. Obviously, that's what Paul C. Brunson's in there. He's a god. And I'm there as like a sort of a friend and an auntie. I pop in and out in a sequined frock and just offer support and try not to be too judgmental. Because
now, Amanda,
yeah,
you try not to be too judgmental.
Yes.
I mean,
I am a judge.
Well. You are a judge by profession on another show.
Yes.
I'd imagine that you had a fair bit that you wanted to say.
Well, I did, yes, have a fair bit of what... Yes, you're absolutely right, Ben. So I think for the first sort of 4 or 5 episodes, I am... unusually on the fence.
OK.
I'm unusually on the fence because I do believe that all these people are good people, essentially, who have made bad choices and mistakes, which we're all capable of doing. Yeah. By around episode 5 or 6, the producers went, do you know what? We've booked you for a reason. Just go
Feed
all
them to the
in.
walls.
Yeah.
Both feet.
Go in. And I'm still not judgmental, but I feel then I can still sort of add my 2 pennies worth and offer advice or whatever. But it's different to all the other kind of shows of the same sort of ilk because I think of the digging that we do and the truth and the closure that Paul gets out of everybody and the exercises and he puts everyone through their paces. So it's very intense, it's very juicy, and I defy you to watch one episode without having to finish. You won't be able to not
There are
finish.
jaw-dropping moments. There's that sense as well, certainly the episode, I've seen the first episode, that the cheated, the ones that were cheated on, don't necessarily know the extent of what's happened. Sometimes they just had suspicions it was going on.
Yes.
And there's moments where that's all being revealed in front of everybody.
Everyone. Yes, so there's a couple of people who forgot they cheated. There's people... And then there's evidence shown, exactly. There's evidence that sort of brings that to light. And, yeah, it's that... The betrayed and the betrayers are all mixed up in a villa. So it's a unique perspective. So somebody that's cheated is going to live with somebody that hasn't cheated and sort of say, but you said that you were in love with this person. What made you make that choice? So they see everything from everybody's points of view and become friends with people that they probably wouldn't ordinarily become friends with.
Was there any extracurricular blossoming of romance as well?
I was about to say, because the sparks...
There are sparks fly.
You see them.
You see them
right
early on,
at the
right from the
beginning.
start.
You see these sparks starting that aren't necessarily between the couples that are trying to get back together.
That was not the aim of the show. And I'm going to say, and probably the producers won't like me to say this, but you know how some of these reality shows are a bit produced or guided into certain directions? We just sort of dropped everything and watched it because we couldn't believe some of the stuff that happened and the way that it goes. And I was a bit like Davina McCall in the old days of Big Brother. I would sit there after we'd finished for the day. 74 cameras were in there.
74?
And just watch it practically in my pyjamas and then come back the next day to find out what happened overnight. And they just said, you just can't. You couldn't write it and it wasn't written. It's amazing.
Was there some reconnection, though? Have you... The point of it was to work out if that was the answer?
Yes.
Did Paul work his magic and the whole experience...
Paul worked his magic, as you would expect.
Yes, of course.
And there are some amazing stories. But the positive thing about all of it is that everybody leaves a different human being. I'm going to say that.
Yeah.
They all have learnt tools and different ways to go into possibly a new relationship without maybe repeating the same patterns. And that's down to him being a guru and being fabulous.
Did you learn
Oh, my God, yes, I learnt so much from him.
Is Chris getting the benefit of
So
this?
my lovely husband, who is also called Chris Hughes, but is not the Chris Hughes that was in Big Brother. So some of those headlines were slightly worrying. He came out to...
Is he fond of a litter tray?
He came out with the girls to watch it and bonded a lot with Paul, because Paul... Steve Brunson's just bought a football team.
Yes.
He just bought Sutton FC.
That's her.
Anyway, so they were talking a lot about football, but Paul would give all this advice about listening to your partner and compromising. Both words that don't really come up in my relation, not my side anyway. So for the whole 10 days that Chris was there, I was really nice to him. It all went out the window.
Did it make him suspicious, though?
What's she been up to?
What's happened here?
She's hiding something.
I've got to talk about BGT as well.
Oh, yes.
Because my boys are literally 9 and 7. They are addicted to it. They love your act, Ollie. Right from the word go.
Yeah.
They were
He came
his
in here
biggest
with us.
fan.
What a
He came in, what a talented boy. Did his granddad come with him?
Yes,
Oh,
of course.
yes, you
He's
see?
so charming as well.
So charming, so gorgeous, so down to earth, and also such a young person to be coping with everything that's happening to him, because I think his life did change overnight and he had a massive reaction. He's on the show this Saturday, I believe. So I don't know who's going to get the golden buzzer. Obviously, I pressed mine last week for the blackouts. But yeah, I'm keeping everything.
Are you? But it feels like everyone's playing a bit fast and loose with these golden buzzers this series. I mean,
There's too many of them. I'm going to say Simon's just gives them out willy-nilly. Also, sorry, I know he came on your show last week. Can we discuss Simon's trousers that he wore? What was he wearing? Did he cycle in?
Or skateboard?
Yeah,
Maybe a skateboard.
Look at that. He's got a good knee.
his trousers were as short as Bruno's top was low.
Well,
I mean, we know Bruno likes a little bit of
competition on the boob front on BGT this year. But I literally saw it all, and then I think I texted Lauren, Simon's basically wife. Yeah. So did he cycle in?
When you say basically what?
Well, they're still not married.
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah.
They're heavily engaged.
That's another reality dating show.
Exactly.
Heavily engaged.
But yes, thank you for saying that your kids love it.
They absolutely. What about the week when there was the guy with the watermelon and that made Simon lie down?
That was a bit mad
because was nuts.
I honestly, I know that you. I was so worried about it because they had matting down and Simon offered to do it, but it was so slippy that I feel like the man with the sledgehammer could have slipped at any minute and it could have been awful.
That's the
and
jeopardy
yes,
we love,
got
though, right?
St John's ambulance in the background, but I'm going, this is madness.
Yeah,
but that's why we love it.
The ice pack.
That's why we love it.
Is that why he's wearing the short shorts? Though?
Maybe. He's getting a bit of leg out.
Amanda, it's lovely we could talk for longer.
Thank you.
But
Yes,
we're out
we
of time.
could.
It's
It goes
lovely
so
to see you.
Always, yeah.
Nice to see John. I saw John Turreau back there as well.
It's lovely.
Causing trouble. He's been up to all sorts.
Cheat Unfinished Business is out on Netflix today. It's brilliant.
And, of course, BGT carries on this weekend.
It carries on this weekend for the next 5 weekends.
Thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload new content every day, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out. And we'll see you in the morning. Oh, it is a beautiful film.
Yes.
Absolutely beautiful. The real-life Ray Wynn joins us now alongside her on-screen counterpart, Gillian Anderson. Good morning.
Morning, both of you.
Good morning. So, Ray, the last time we saw you, I think you were on the Thames Path with Moth, and you were walking there, right?
Yes, we were. We were walking into London along the Thames Path, and then we were going to complete the London Marathon at the end of it.
Yeah.
But later that day, after we met you, Moth was taken quite ill, and the next morning he was rushed into hospital by the paramedics. But I had to go and meet 40 people who'd come out to meet us to walk that final stage to Westminster. Christ. So he was being rushed to hospital, and I was walking with these lovely people who'd come out to meet us. So that day didn't end quite how we expected.
It was very dramatic.
Didn't. How is he doing now?
He's had a difficult year, but he's much better than he was a year ago. Good. And, true Moth style, he's working his way back.
Battling on.
Always.
It's so lovely to have you here alongside Gillian
to
talk about the film, of the book that you wrote. Gillian, I wonder how you first came across The Salt Path.
It had been recommended to me, and I listened to the audiobook. I do a lot of driving with my kids, as a lot of parents do, and so I was listening to Ray coming through the speakers in my car for a good period of time, and I was just completely blown away by it. It really shifted my perspective about the homeless, about people who end up homeless, and immediately started to try and find out who had the option, and it was taken. Sadly, it was already taken.
But was that, Gillian, was that because you were thinking you would love to play Ray?
Yeah.
So you always had it in your mind, listening to it, you said, this is the character, this is a woman that I would love to play.
It was, I felt that the story needed to be told in a way, and I mean, diverging, but particularly now, I think it was a bestseller back then. It's beautifully written, incredibly poetic, and an extraordinary story in many ways about resilience and endurance, and a love story, a testament to their relationship. But also, it's such an even more unsettling time for people right now than it was even back then. And, working towards making a plan and having some kind of certainty, and then all of a sudden everything dropping out, and being forced, in a sense, to make a choice. And the remarkable choice that Ray ended up making for them was actually to do the thing that you would imagine you wouldn't do. It was the last thing that you would do, is to decide to pitch a tent over a few hundred miles. But that's what they did, and it ended up, being such an extraordinary...
Yeah, it's so interesting when you watch the film, because obviously it's about, facing adversity. It's about celebrating nature in all its forms. It's so beautifully shot, and you suddenly go, what an amazing world we live in.
Yeah. And what an amazing United Kingdom we live in, too, which is an extraordinary...
Yes,
the coastline.
Absolutely. Yeah. But more than anything, Ray, I think it's a love story. I think it's a love story to you and Moth more than anything else. I love those words that you say when you know nobody else is listening, and they just really come from the heart. When you watched the film, did you like it? Did you love it? Did it break your heart? Yeah.
Obviously, I went into it full of trepidation, not knowing how it was going to be. But as soon as you were under the stairs, as soon as Ray was under the stairs in the film, I knew they'd caught that essence of it.
Yeah.
And obviously cried my whole way through. Because there were scenes in it where it was so true to how it really happened that I felt as if I was back there.
What did you think when you heard that Gillian was going to be playing you?
Well, obviously I was quite shocked when I was told it was going to be Gillian, because my vision of her is as she is, something that's absolutely perfect, beautiful, glamorous. And I thought, how is she going to capture me at my most raw moment? And then I went into the house, because I took a phone call in the garden, went into the house to relay it to Moth, and told him that it was going to be Gillian Anderson playing me. I think he misheard me, because he said, Pamela Anderson, not sure if it's going to work. I know she's done some great stuff lately, and the whole no makeup campaign is
Might have been a very different portrayal, though.
Yeah, I think he was just thinking of Baywatch.
Well, there's a lot of beaches along this whole path. It's an extraordinary thing, this storyline, Gillian, and you get to embody lots of characters. You've done lots of real people now.
Yeah.
But, of course, doing a real person when the person is so vital in here is a very different thing. Did that add pressure to you, and Jason as well, of course, being Moth?
I think, I've played real-life people who have passed, and recently I did Emily Maitlis, who's more present. I think that was probably the most intimidating, because she's so well-known, and people, listen to and see her
Everyone
daily.
have an opinion of yours.
Daily. So actually, for me, it was less about what people, whether people would think that I would portray Ray accurately, but more whether Ray would think that I portrayed her accurately, which I'm not sure that was necessarily what I cared about in the other ones as much.
Yes,
it was more about public opinion and whether other people thought that But it was important to me that Ray felt like I'd captured an essence of her.
And it sounds like you do feel like that. When you watch Gillian and Jason together as you and Moth, do you believe it?
I do. I thought Gillian captured that sense of me being lost, not lost on the path, but lost in life. And there was something really powerful in the way she portrayed that in the space between the dialogue and the action. But their relationship together was totally believable because obviously there were ups and downs, and not just in the landscape. It was an endeavour, and you captured two people together on that path. So
but also the part, they started out after, a real injustice had taken place in my mind, and the first part of the journey, as much as anything, was letting go of that. How can you let go of a resentment or the fury, the injustice of having, and particularly at this time when they had the diagnosis, and the process of the journey of letting go of that, as well as the journey that they took, putting one foot in front of the other, but just how much the weight of that and the burden of that was also part of what they needed to, that it's a lot.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Can I ask you an X-Files question?
Oh, no. I was listening to the last podcast on the left, and the director, Ryan Coogler...
He's like, oh, no, that's
I got
me.
very excited about this, because he's talked about it, saying that they're very excited. They're going to do the reboot, and they have spoken to Gillian about coming back in some capacity. Have you spoken to them? Might you be involved?
I spoke to him, and what I said was, if anyone were to do it, I think you are the perfect person, and best of luck. Best of luck.
But he was talking to you about...
Call me, yes, but, at some point, if the phone rings and it's good, and it feels like the right time, perhaps. That's what I said. But he's amazing.
That's enough for us.
He's amazing.
Isn't it? That's enough for us.
Gillian's in. Gillian is in. That's what I read.
Oh, boy. This is all that's going to be written about. It's all anybody's going to talk about. They're going to forget about the lovely film.
No, they have to see the lovely film too. They have to see it because, as you said in the movie, he's your home. So they have to watch them. They have to watch it.
It's very special. I hope people see it.
The Salt Path will be released in cinemas on the 30th of May.
Thank you both for coming in, Gillian, and do send our love to Moth as
well. Thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload new content every day, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out, and we'll see you in the morning. And Daniel joins us now. It's so powerful. The mixture of drama and real life, and how the footage weaves together. It's such an important story, isn't it?
A hugely important story. This is as sort of, hard-hitting and gut-wrenching piece of drama as you could possibly watch, but nevertheless a hugely, important one. It's obviously So it's like 4 episodes that starts in the 7/7 bombings in London 20 years ago. We then leap forward 2 weeks to when there was a copycat attack, and then subsequently from that manhunt, the tragic killing of John Charles took place at Stockwell Tube Station. So the beauty of this piece is that it's told from multiple perspectives. You know what I mean? You've got the first responders, Cliff Todd, who I play. You've got the armed response unit, you've got the upper echelons of the Metropolitan Police, and most importantly, you've got John Charles' story himself, brilliantly brought to life. We humanise him as a person and obviously his family. So, and they've been consultants and behind the drama every step of the way. So, the purpose of this piece is to sort of, honour his life, and right the misinformation that seems to have stuck in this particular case.
There was so much of that, Danny, as well. I had just started more or less full-time on GMTV at the time. I remember getting the phone call about what had happened, and then we were reporting on 7/7, and it was such a visceral time for everybody living, certainly in London and going on the trains, and I have family members that were affected by one of the bombings. So for you to play somebody who was one of those first responders, those moments when your character, you go down into the tube and he's having to sift through the devastation is just such an extraordinary moment.
Yeah, so Cliff Todd, the character I play, was one of the principal forensic investigators. He was one of the... After the first responders had left, his job was to determine, indeed, what sort of explosive it was. Was it a package bomb or was it something far more serious, like a suicide bomber? We now know that was the case. it wasn't lost on me that day that we filmed the interior of the Tube. You know, as an actor, sometimes you get given an opportunity and a role that comes along and you feel that sense of responsibility, you know, to sort of recreate that. I mean, the set design was second to none, but, you know, I think not just me, all of the ensemble of actors felt this huge sense of responsibility to get it absolutely right. It's written by Jeff Pope, who is an absolute master at bringing these sort of dramas to life. You know, he's got a kind of journalistic, forensic approach to his writing, and sort of no stone's been left unturned to give this is as accurate and as vital account of these events as you could possibly get.
And you actually spoke to Cliff Todd himself, and I think one of the first questions you asked him was about PTSD, and did he have... Because as he's walking down that tunnel, you feel how oppressive it is and how he doesn't know what he's going to find when he goes into that train. Was that really important to get that right?
Yeah, I mean, Cliff was on set with me every day. He acted as one of the consultants, and, you know, he had a wealth of experience. You know, he'd come across lots of bomb scenes in his time, but he said to me when we had our first Zoom together, nothing could really fully prepare him for what he had to encounter. You could imagine a blast of that magnitude in such a confined space, the devastation that it caused. Unfortunately, 52 people lost their lives, over 800 people were injured. And so somehow you have to kind of take on that information and act that whilst wearing a hazmat suit and a mask. But, you know, the stage directions which Jeff put in the script was all... You kind of just lean into that and try and convey what sort of an absolute unimaginable nightmare that must have been for him, you know?
It is an extraordinary drama, hugely important piece as well, just to understand what happened. But the very nature of being an actor, Danny, is that you end up doing a role like this that is so intense and so has to be rooted in the truth, and then the fabulous role that you had in Guys and Dolls... But you were kind of doing it at the same time.
Yeah, I filmed this drama at the same time as Guys and Dolls.
Being Nathan Detroit, dancing around on stage...
Yeah, I was a sucker for punishment. Yeah, I mean, it was... I was exhausted from most of it. But, you know, it was kind of great. That was the day job and that was what I was doing in the evening. So...
Did you find... Is there an element, like, when you've done something that's as intense as that and as focused, that actually going in the evening and being able to dance around the stage and do such an extraordinary job that you did... Laurence Olivier.
Well, yeah.
No, I mean, there was a big release. It was an important part of the process.
Yeah, I mean, Guys and Dolls was one of the most uplifting... you know, things I've ever done in my life. It was just amazing to be part of. And, you know, once you know a show inside and out, you can... It's like riding a bike. You can just go in and do it. When it comes to something, you know, filming something like Suspect, every scene on every day is completely new. Yeah. So you're kind of using a completely different part of yourself as an actor. And but we had the brilliant director Paul Andrew Williams on Suspect, who's done an amazing job, and Paul was just great, sort of guiding me through the scenes I had to do. Yeah.
And didn't someone say to you, "You've got to play Nathan. You've got to be in Guys and Dolls"? Didn't someone say?
Yeah, that was the great Michael Douglas. I was working with Michael, and then I'd kind of got the offer.
Has he advised you on most roles?
Yeah, I phone him up all the time now. I've got him on speed dial, you know. It's me again.
Am I going in the jungle, Michael?
No, not just this yet. No, and when the offer came in and I said, I'm in two minds, and then Michael went, you're doing it, Danny, and you're not taking no for an answer. So that was it. And then Michael and Catherine came to see the show, and they were so lovely with their time and met all the cast afterwards.
It's an amazing moment, isn't it? I think you've talked about that Guys and Dolls could be one of the most important roles you've ever played, because it's had such a massive impact on your life. And those things you worry about and you concern yourself with, and Michael Douglas goes, Danny, you've got to go and do it. And then all of a sudden, everything blossoms from there.
Yeah, I mean, it's always good to get advice from people, you know, around you that you care about. And but, you know, when you accept a role, it's always about, is it going to push you in a different direction? Have you attempted anything like that before? Guys and Dolls was a case in point. You know, I had loads of people throughout that time going, I didn't know you could do that. And it's like, you know,
I like that.
I mean, that's what you've got to do as a performer. Then, you don't become stale, you know?
No.
And a human being, actually, do things that scare you.
Yeah, I mean, I did nearly 300 performances of it in the end. I was ready for it to finish. It was the most exhausting thing I've ever done, but, my God, it was so uplifting,
Can we just ask as well, because we're all very excited about Thursday Murder Club,
Yes.
You have a role in that, and everybody is waiting in high anticipation for this.
Well, I had the honour of seeing an early screening last week.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, so I've seen
it?
And all I can say is you're not going to be disappointed. All those die-hard fans of the books, it just blew me away, yeah. And I was acting with an amazing group of actors, like with Helen Mirren and Naomi Ackie and Pierce Brosnan, Ben Kingsley, Celia Imrie.
So what did you say? I think you described it brilliantly. You had Gandhi, you had the Queen.
Gandhi, James Bond, the Queen, Acorn Antiques, Whitney Houston, and that was on my first day. And
I was pressure.
I was suffering from imposter syndrome, and I thought, you've got to kick that into touch and deliver, Danny. So it's great. I had the most wonderful time filming it in the summer, and, you know, there's obviously lots of books, so fingers crossed we get to do more, but it's brilliantly directed by Chris Columbus.
Yes, Harry Potter.
Who did Harry Potter, and that was quite funny, actually. The first rehearsal I had with Chris, he said, this is the best cast I've assembled since Harry Potter. Wow. And I just instinctively said, yeah, and you screwed that up. I actually didn't use that word, but I won't tell you the word that I used. But it was a great icebreaker with Chris and I, and he's just done an amazing job on it. Yeah. So you look forward to seeing that. I think it's coming out in August. So
There's so much more we want to talk to you about. We haven't got time. Will you come back and see us when Thursday Murder Club's out?
Of course I will.
Amazing to you. Thank you.
Thank you. Suspect, the shooting of Jean-Charles de Menezes is available on Disney Plus from tomorrow.
Thanks, Danny. Great to see you.
Brilliant.
Thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload tons of new content every single day. So hit the subscribe button, like all the videos, and don't miss out. We'll see you in the morning.
Away from the big screen, Jeff's also known for his musical talents, and for his latest album, he's teamed up with some fellow Hollywood superstars to take on some classic musical tracks.
It's an absolute treat to have Jeff in the studio with us this morning.
It's a treat to be here. Thank you so much, Ben and Kat. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. And look at you, and look at this.
It's like a keyboard.
It is.
I know it's like a keyboard. I won't show them anything else.
You can. This is my secret stash, ladies and gentlemen.
Look at that, look at that. I'd like to go through that. Hey, what are you drinking?
Right.
I see.
Just a
okay,
bit of
I got the whole thing. But you put your phone on silent, I hope.
Tears and my purse is there and everything. Can we talk about this album? Because this is my Getting Ready album now in the morning, still blooming.
Is that true?
For sure.
It only came out this last...
But we had a preview.
We get a preview copy, you see.
I see. You like it. I'm very proud of it. I'm happy to hear that so few people have heard it. So when you say, Kat, that you like it, it's... I like it.
It's just brilliant. You've got Cynthia on there.
Cynthia
She does
Erivo.
the Vera Lynn track.
Yes, Vera, you know the Dame Vera Lynn track.
Of course. I mean, this is an important track for everybody in the UK, for Britain.
I know.
We'll meet again.
Britain, I know. I love that track, but I love how Stanley Kubrick used it at the end of Dr. Strangelove. Do you know that movie? And Cynthia Erivo, we got talking on the set of Wicked, and she said, yes, I'll do that. I love that song. So she knocks the heck out of it.
Yeah.
Yes, and then...
So can I just ask a question? While you were on the set of Wicked, were you slowly sort of chatting with the band and they were going, see if you can get Cynthia, see if you can get Ariana, trying to do a little side hustle here, Jeff?
I'm not that type. No. No, it just kind of happened, just out of my enthusiasm, and I love music, and being in their presence, you can imagine, you know, I was singing everything that I could think of anyway, just because it was fun, and they knew all the songs anyway, Broadway shows, and that's how it happened. And then Ariana Grande, one day I was singing, I don't know why I love you like I do. I don't know why. She said, why you sing that song? I like it. She said, my grandfather sang that to me all the time.
Wow.
I said, you know, wow, we've got a band. If you wanted to record with us, that would be great. We've sung with we've had other singers. She said yes. So we did that, and then Cynthia happened, and then Scarlett Johansson.
Yeah, the Bossa Nova.
Bossa Nova.
Yes,
that I like so
yes.
much. We did a couple of Wes Anderson movies together, and we were at the premiere of Asteroid City. We got to talking, and it just happened like that. How about that?
That is just... It's got the Fabulous Baker Boys a little bit about it, you know, like the Michelle Pfeiffer thing.
That's so funny you mentioned that. I love that movie, Jeff Bridges. I worked with, I told you, Michelle Pfeiffer a couple of times. We did a play, we did a movie. I think she's great as Susie Diamond in that movie.
Susie Diamond, that's it!
And you remember her audition song?
Yes.
He starts playing the last one. She's late, and they go, Jeff Bridges, who's a great...
what was the song again?
Dave Grusin is the person who really does his playing. It's very beautiful. I find very moving. Well, she goes, let's do more More Than You Know.
Oh, yeah, More
so
Than You Know.
So he goes, OK,
that's
here's
it.
another one, not so good. And she goes, More Than You Know.
And it's whispery, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's beautiful.
Whispery, very musical.
Yeah.
And the two brothers, because they're real brothers, you know,
Yes,
Bo and
yeah,
Jeff
yeah.
play the real brothers, the Baker boys. They go, ooh, you know, et cetera, et
And
cetera.
they realise how good she is.
Yeah.
It's interesting, Jeff, because I think this is your 4th album with the band.
Yes, the good people at Decca did this
They
whole
keep letting
thing.
you
Do
do
you know
this?
Tom Lewis and Laura Monks?
Don't know them personally, no.
They're fantastic. They saw me on that Graham Norton show. It all happened
Yes.
right
That's
around
how
these
it started,
parts.
With
right?
Gregory Porter.
With Gregory Porter, because
Yes.
he started to play and sing. He sang, I played with him. And Tom Lewis said, hey, maybe Jeff...
Let's make a record.
Wow.
Maybe I should talk to Jeff about making a record. That's how it happened. They're fabulous. They're right around here.
But there's this the lovely thing I didn't realise, Jeff, that if you go back a few years, now we know you as a recording artist and you've recorded all this wonderful jazz, but actually in the past, one of your teachers criticised your range. You didn't have a particularly good voice. Was that what
That's so funny. I did mention that to somebody once. That's so funny how people have picked it up. No, I was okay. Well, the truth is, my mom was sent home with a little note in school. They said, Jeffrey is in chorus, you know, but I don't know. He's got this low voice or something. He can't sing. So we were practicing some falsettos. And then, yes, I'm nothing if not conscientious.
Yeah.
So I studied along with my acting, you know, voice and singing. And yes, you know, well, I have what I have.
Yeah.
Everybody's got what they've got, and
But
I like
if
what
you
I
work
have.
at it and you train, you can get better, you can improve,
sure.
right?
You certainly can. I believe in that. I myself play piano every day for an hour or
Do you?
so.
But
Yep.
you didn't like it at first, and it wasn't until your teacher played jazz to you that you were like, yeah, and you played
I get
Alley
this.
Cat. You learned what you
know
did on
you
that,
know
right?
everything.
Isn't
Yeah,
that right?
Thank you
I feel
so
like
much.
I'm getting
in the
way
Exactly
here
right.
a little bit.
Tommy
Anyone
Emmel.
else?
Tommy Emmel
You can
in
go and sit
Pittsburgh
over there with Martin Lewis if you want.
He'll have me.
Yeah.
started to play Alley Cat. Do you know Alley Cat?
I don't know the music, but I know the song. Yeah.
And that syncopation just got to me. Yeah. And then I started to play other things. That's when I started to really learn the joys of discipline and doing your homework, which I'm trying to impart to our boys now. I know
Yes.
you've got 2 boys yourself,
Yeah.
and they're doing piano.
Are they
lessons.
learning?
They're learning. They've got a great British teacher named Pippa, who's very good.
Do they
And,
enjoy it, Jeff? Are you quite rigorous with the practice, or do you let them just play?
That's such a good question. It's always a dated. It's a question. How much are you going to?
Yes,
You
sit
know,
on them
and
and go.
how much do you go? Hey, they're kids,
Yeah.
and we can't rob them of their childhood. So both. My wife Emily was in the Olympics. She knows what it means to
Really?
work hard towards something that you're passionate about and get something out of it. So, you know, we're both of that ilk. We know about that, but they're good. They're so playful, and
That's what you want, isn't it?
it's amazing. And so we try to balance it out.
Yeah. What ages are your boys? Have they seen, like, your movies? Because some of the movies that you do, like, for instance, my boys love Jurassic Park, right? All little boys love dinosaurs. They go nuts for them.
I know.
Do you show them to them?
That's a good question, too. Yes, I showed them Jurassic Park, and then we went to the movie theaters and saw this last one that we made around here.
Yeah.
And then they love the screen, but we're denying them. This is an interesting subject, maybe. Screen time entirely. No phones, no nothing. Hey, did you see that series, Adolescence?
Yes.
Yes. We had
on our podcast, we'll talk all about that. But anyway, we're denying them screens. They love movies. They are mesmerized
Great, I
by
bet.
stuff. So we try to figure out what we should show them, and it's the dam is already broken. It's hard. They've seen, you know, I showed them this Daniel Craig James Bond movie that Emily said too much. But they're into it. And they say, no, nothing scares us. But then they wake up in the middle of the night and go, I'm having a nightmare, you know, et cetera, et cetera. So it's always a question.
Jeff, at what point will they be ready to see The Fly? Which is, I realised, 40 years old next year.
40.
It's going to be 40 next year.
Where did that time go?
Well,
Just
that's
an extraordinary film that I remember vividly when it came out. I think have we got a still of Jeff in it?
Ooh, look at me. I'm looking
Sexy guy.
Yeah.
That's early Zaddy there.
That's right. No, they shouldn't see that. No, they shouldn't see that.
What are your memories of The Fly and the impact that had on your career?
Oh, thank you so much. You know, David Cronenberg is the
Yes.
director. Gina Davis and I were in it together. I was passionate about the script. We did it in Toronto, middle of winter. I'd wake up at 2 in the morning, get 4 or 5 hours of makeup, in that final stage. No, I liked it very much, and I'm proud of it. It's kind of stuck around. People kind of were struck by it, and so I'm proud of it.
40 years as well, though.
Why, yes. What the heck is going on?
Time goes by, as they say.
No idea.
You must remember this. A kiss
is still a
kiss. A sigh is just a sigh.
And what was lovely about that, the BAFTAs, last year, you got to play that.
I did.
As they had the in memoriam section, which is such a poignant, moving moment. I was kind of feeling for you, thinking, I mean, it's wonderful watching you play, but there's a lot of pressure at this stage.
Yes. Well, it was pressure, as you know, slash excitement slash sober, you know, respect. So I did what I could. I practiced and I tried to do the best I could. And I saw people that I'd known and worked with, you know, and or who I'd loved, you know, Maggie Smith. Oh my gosh, I saw Prime of Miss Jean Brodie when I was a kid. It made a big impression on me. And then I saw her on stage and I started to weep just seeing her. What a fantastic creature she was, just her presence. In any case, I was glad to do that.
What about Wizard of Oz? Are we filming the next one right now, or where are we at?
Here's what happened. Around these parts, too, at Elstree and Sky Studios, if you know them, near St. Albans. We stayed at the Sopwell House. We filmed both of them at the same time. So they're done.
They're in the can.
Yes, they're in the can. You know your show business. But you're like in Waiting for Guffman. You ever see Waiting for Guffman?
Yeah.
Yeah, they go, strike this, strike this. Yes, we know show business. So you know all the terminology. But we filmed them, and right now, they're hard at work.
Editing
are they?
Yes, Myron Kirstein and the great John M. Chu. And John Powell is scoring the thing. But I think it's going to be ready to be seen, you know, at the end of November. We're going to be on a blitz. I'll bet I'll be back around these parts.
Will you come back again?
Will I? Wild horses couldn't stop me.
We need to check. We've been teasing this all morning. You are now officially the governor of the Zaddies.
Do you know what this means?
I think I know what that means, yeah. You tell me. I want to hear what you...
A
zaddy. Yes, sir. Which we've come to understand because we did the research, but you are being described as a zaddy all over the internet. It's a daddy with swag.
Swag?
A daddy with swag is
and
a
what's
zaddy.
Swag? What is swag?
Style. A bit of, you know...
Je ne sais quoi.
Je ne sais quoi, which is French for... I don't know what.
I don't know.
I don't know what. I'd have to look it up. I will look it up, though.
Do you enjoy embodying the zaddy?
Doing what, the zaddy?
Do you enjoy embodying the zaddy?
Embodying the zaddy. Yes. What can I say?
Oh, my goodness, Jeff, we could talk to you all morning.
We could.
Me too, you.
Unfortunately, it's live, so we have other people we need to squeeze in as well.
Don't go.
Jeff's new album, Still Blooming, is out now.
Please come back and see us. The Zaddy is in. When you're back, you must come and see us again.
I will, please.
Thank you.
And we'll get Kat singing on the next album.
Oh, thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload new content every day, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out. And we'll see you in the morning.
Your reaction.
Oh, it is.
Yes. It makes you feel
It does.
really unsettled and you can't swallow.
My stomach is literally sort of
I felt exactly the same. Roz is joining us this morning. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
Thank you for coming in.
Thank you. We both sat and watched it and we were texting each other in between, weren't we?
Yeah.
And saying, oh my goodness. I've never seen anything like it before. It's so unsettling and twisty, turny, and you don't know what's real and what's not. I don't want to say the wrong thing. So can you sum it up for me? Can you give us a summary?
Well, the trailer is a good taste.
Okay.
Two parents in the middle of the night, 2 a.m., 3 a.m., get a call from their teenage daughter saying that she's hit someone with her car. It's a parent's nightmare, and their instinct is to rush to the scene and get there before anyone else does. On the way, while they're on the phone to their daughter, revelations come out that are going to threaten to tear this family apart. And once the parents are in the car, we, the audience, never leave their space. So we are on that kind of stomach-churning journey with them to their child, who is 50 minutes away, and all we can hear of the scene at the other end is what we hear through the phone.
I mean, for me, I'd never seen anything like it. So when you read the script, what made you go... Because there's no special effects, there's no glamorous locations. How did you know it was going to be so good?
I think it's a page-turner. The writer has just tapped into every parent's fear.
Yes.
And the feeling, it's a giddy feeling of what it feels like to be out of control and to want to try and make it better. So they're trying to get to their daughter. They want to help her make her situation better, but things come out, you know, has she been drinking? You know, that's obviously going to go very badly for her if she has. You know, is the victim alive or dead? Mum is a paramedic. Mum can help over the phone, but where are the real paramedics? Why aren't the emergency services turning up? All these... It's one sort of sickening revelation after another. And it's very real.
One of the things that's so compelling, though, and I think you've described it brilliantly, Rosamund, because you're in their space, it feels so claustrophobic because we are stuck in the car with them and we don't know what's happening. Are we even going to get there? And as Kat was saying, there's no special effects. It is literally you, the brilliant Matthew Rhys, and your daughter on the phone and just sitting in the car.
Yes, and because we have such a brilliant actress, Megan McDonnell, playing our daughter, who was there live for us in the studio,
was she?
In a separate room.
Yeah.
We called it the trauma booth, where we heard her through the phone in the car. It became incredibly real, and the sound effects, everything you hear of somebody trying to resuscitate a body, of somebody fearing that she's not alone where she thinks she's alone. I mean, the place we're trying to get to is a road called Hallow Road, which is the title of the film. It definitely has resonances of Halloween. There's definitely some witchy stuff going on in those woods. Why is she even in the woods? She was driving back to university somewhere. Why is she even off the main road? You know, all these questions. Layers. Yeah, and it turns out the parents' marriage isn't as solid as it might be. They have very different approaches to the crisis. You know, and it's also a story about how far we'll go as parents to protect our child. You know, do we want to make it... How do we make something like that better? And it's interesting that Mother, as a paramedic, knows that you can't actually take the pain of something like that away from a child. To live with the responsibility of having committed of having been involved in an accident is something you have to bear. To have somebody make it magically go away isn't actually going to save you. No. You have to live, because the guilt will tear you apart.
I mean, my boys are your character's daughter's age at this time, and they've both just started driving.
Right.
And there's always that fear. I mean, have you sort of gone through that idea in your head? Yours are a little bit younger. I think yours are a bit younger than that. What you would be like as a parent in that sort of situation, because you don't really know until you're confronted with it.
I do think about it, because my children are hellraisers. They're very, you know, get them behind the wheel of a go-kart, on a jet ski, on anything fast on skis. They love speed.
Fearless.
And of course that does give you pause for thought when you think about driving. I mean, I remember, you know, my own mother's fear when my first car I bought was a vintage car.
Oh, wow.
You know, which I'd been craving this car all my life, and I bought it. I was thrilled, and of course my mother was terrified that it would be unreliable.
What was it? Can I ask?
It's a Citroën DS. It's from 1972.
Oh, is it one of
the
those
beautiful ones?
Like a shark. It's a thing of beauty. I mean, it was a feat of engineering. It's a rare beast.
But not necessarily the safest, most secure, and the most sort of stable.
It's pretty stable. It can drive on 3 wheels, which I told her with no uncertain terms. It's got such perfect suspension that you can blow a tyre and still cruise on to your...
Keep going.
Yeah. So are you looking forward to getting back to the theatre?
Oh, I really am. Yes, I'm doing a play at the National at the Littleton this summer, all through the summer. It's a brilliant play by Susie Miller, who wrote Prima Facie. Yeah. It's another play about the legal system, and I play a judge. So I've been having these very interesting days in court, observing judges at work in the Old Bailey and at Southwark Crown Court, and I'm very excited about it.
Yeah.
How about being on stage? And that, what is it, 8, 10 performances? Well, how many performances do you do?
8 a week.
8 a week?
I think.
She doesn't really know.
I think it's 8 a week. Yes, I'm daunted because I haven't done it for so long.
Yeah.
And I never used to bat an eyelid, really, in my 20s. I felt very at home on the stage. In fact, I always felt more at home on stage than I did in a room of strangers or at a party or something. Yeah. I felt a protective veil through being
a character on the stage.
someone else.
I feel like sitting here on the sofa with you, I feel much more anxious. But having not done it for 14 years, I do have some fear, of course.
But you're so used, you play real life characters as well so brilliantly. When you were talking then about going and watching the judges, you've done Marie Curie and Mary Colvin as well.
Yes, I have played, and that's a responsibility.
Yeah, it must be. It must come with a whole other set of kind of responsibility.
Demands.
Yeah.
Yes, I think you're wanting to give a truthful representation of someone, particularly with Marie Colvin, who was the journalist for the Sunday Times, and there was a lot of footage of her, so people knew how she moved. With Marie Curie, there are photographs, but it's less clear how she sounded or how she moved. But Marie Colvin, I really had to work on my physicality. I worked with a dancer to change my whole body, and actually I shrunk a centimetre and a half while playing her because I'd carried my shoulders in a different way and my whole spine had compressed.
That was a really powerful film.
So I'd start doing Pilates afterwards.
To try and stretch out again.
And you also became an ambassador for MAG because of that role too.
Right, exactly, because of that role.
What is MAG?
MAG is the Mines Advisory Group, and it was tricky for me to go into an active war zone. The producers weren't so keen on that, but I could go into somewhere where it had been recently affected by the trauma of war with a team of deminers who were seeking out mines planted either by the army or anti-tank mines or scatter munitions from cluster munitions and safely detonate them. So I would experience what a huge explosion was like and how that would shake the earth, but it would be done in a controlled environment, and obviously it was clearing land and returning it to farmers and civilians who live and work and farm that land.
Hugely important.
So I've carried on. I was so inspired by the work and this idea of local people working to bring their land back from the oppressors that I carried on working with them and have now become their ambassador. So
well done.
It's important work.
Well, look, thank you for coming in and sharing a little bit about that, but also about Hello Road, which Kat and I can thoroughly recommend.
Yes.
If you like sitting nervously for a good hour and a half,
eating popcorn like that,
and sort of
it's a thrill ride.
It is a thrill ride.
Buckle up.
Lovely to see you, Rosamund.
Lovely to see you
it's
too.
in the cinemas on the 16th of May.
Oh, hello. Thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload tons of new content every single day. So hit the subscribe button, like all the videos, and don't miss out. We'll see you in the morning. Chris and Jojo join us now. Lovely to see you both.
Lovely to see you too.
You survived, Chris.
Yeah, just about, yeah. It was tough at times, but an amazing experience, 3 weeks, which I'll remember and we'll remember for the rest of our lives. Just good fun. Yeah, really good fun.
Jojo, did you have, because we know each other from in the States, obviously.
Yeah.
Did you have any idea of exactly what you were getting into?
Like, I did, but I also didn't. I always think this with shows like this, you're gonna go in and there's gonna be some sort of TV element, you know what I mean? You're gonna dress up as cats or play Family House, but it's gonna be, for 2 hours.
We'll come on to the cat.
Oh, yeah, we will.
But it's it's from 9 a.m. till 10 p.m. and it's an all-day thing. And I think even just the, being so, around people 24/7, I never processed that part of it. But it was, incredible. It blew away my expectation that I had. I knew it was going to be good, but it was by far better than I could have ever imagined.
And what about, you're shielded when you're in there, Chris, but what about the reactions since you've come out? How are you dealing with that? Because there's been an awful lot. Positive, negative, criticism, praise.
I think you just do deal with it. Like you said, you kind of have to. You put yourself on a public perspective. You can allow for people to have opinions on things. And I'm always one people who say, I appreciate people who have opinions. I think when it comes to anything in life, I think it's good to you have your views on stuff. But we just had a great time. Like you mentioned, that it was relentless.
Yeah.
It was so relentless from the minute you wake up to the minute you go to bed. And I always say it from when people view this. If me and you were best mates, Ben, and we lived together for 3 weeks, we would have niggles and we would fall out in that time. Because when you're in each other's space and you can't escape each other, it would be kind of uncharacteristic to not have issues and little feuds with people. But that's why we kind of had each other in there, and it was so lovely because it made you. It was a nice thing to have.
Yeah. I think one of the things as well, Jo, is you've grown up being on TV shows. You understand it.
Yeah.
You're very open and honest.
Of course.
There's been so many different reports over this weekend.
So many.
What's the truth?
Honestly, when I went into the house, day 1 fun, day 2 fun. Well, day 2 actually wasn't that fun, but with you know who, with Sweet Voldemort. But then, honestly, day 3, I was now in my own thoughts, away from everyone that I know, away from outside opinions, away from everything. And I sat with myself, and from that point on, I really realized things that I was okay with in my life that I should never have been okay with in the first place.
Do you mean your relationship?
And just so many things. That is one of them, but so many things. And then I, you know, obviously I wanted to hold them inside though because I didn't want to air that out very publicly, but there were countless things that I was like, that's not, you know, something that I should be okay with and I don't need to be okay with and I'm not happy. And I knew as soon as I got out, I wanted to fix things in my life and make the changes that I needed to make because I don't know, I think you have this experience that's so exhilarated. It's 20 days, but it feels like it's 4.5 years. And the first thing you want to do when you get out is just exactly what you need to do in your life to make it as good as you can. And I think I realized just how not great things were, that I was pretending they were great. And it's been hard, but it's been good. And I'm very happy with where I am now. I'm very grateful. I'm very grateful that I had you in there for support and for comfort, because even though you didn't know what was going on in my brain, you were still obviously are, like, support.
You did it very quickly. I mean, you sort of made those changes at the wrap party, by all accounts, and your ex has sort of come out and talked about that as well. So that's obviously going to shine the light on it.
Yeah, and I'll be honest. That was not a plan. That was not an intention. That was not supposed to happen like that. Initially, I was told that the wrap party was something they didn't want to attend, and then about an hour into the wrap party, they decided they wanted to, and so I was genuinely just going to have a conversation before, and then it just led to another. They straight up asked me if I was happy, and I said no. And, one thing led to another, and that conversation did take place there.
Was your relationship and what's going on between the two of you a catalyst in that? Is there stuff because there's clearly a very tight bond.
Obviously, we're close. Obviously, we're tight, but
I think it's like our friendship is like it's hard to explain. It's just a really strong bond between two people, which is just a strong friendship. And I think you can have like a soulmate friendship. I think that's a thing.
Yes.
And to me, it's like that energy of where it's not like the standard friendship that you have with your friends, but it's it's still a friendship. We are friends, and it's just nice. And that's why I found it strange because it was such a strong friendship, but having someone in there to go through an experience like that and have someone there every day when you're emotional, when you're down, when you're happy, that was beautiful. Like, that is a genuinely, like, an amazing thing, and probably my favourite thing I got from the whole show.
So it's platonic right now, but Jojo, would you like it to be romantic? Ben. I mean, he's a gorgeous boy.
So are you, Ben.
He's a gorgeous boy, you're a gorgeous boy, you're a gorgeous girl. Look, he's a great guy. It is platonic. We have a lot of fun together. Life is life, and I don't know any future of anything, but I'm really grateful for our dynamic that we have and our bond that we have, and whatever life does, life will do.
Yeah, it's that age-old Harry met Sally thing, isn't it? That's what it is. Question for you. Was it a very conscious decision that you made to stand up for Jojo when Mickey spoke?
It's weird, this, because people have asked me this, and I'm thinking, like, did I do something wrong? Like, I thought we lived
at all.
But in a world, I think it was a very normal thing. I'm just surprised not many other people did.
Yeah. It was quite brave, though, because it was kind of still quite new at that time. And you didn't know him very well. And he was a loose cannon.
And I have a lot of friends. Like, one of my best friends is gay, so I'm like, within that industry, I understand it. And I've done a bit of my own drag stuff in my time. And I enjoy that community. I can see the talent in the community, and I know that everything that community goes through and stuff. So I just feel like when people are making derogatory terms or terms which just aren't, you just can't use them anymore. It made me feel uncomfortable being in that situation, but it's something that you feel like you have to, you should pull people up on that, because when there's right and wrong, it's like, it's easy to kind of express what's right and wrong.
Yeah.
If there's a bit of, like, middle ground, I might be a bit always Mickey Raw, I don't know what to say, but right and wrong for me is something that you can freely speak open about.
Yeah, absolutely.
Have you heard anything from Mickey since, Jojo? Have any of you heard anything? Has he apologised? Does he understand why what he was saying is not acceptable?
Look, after we had that moment in the house and day 2, we had a lot more conversation. And he did a couple of other things that it was like, you can't do that. And I feel like it was always kind of, you know, babysitting, watching our back, watching his back for him. But I think, no, we have not spoken. I don't know if you have, but since out of the house.
I felt for him to a degree, because I think that there's someone in there who's just confused, and it's like he's been alone for a long time in his life. I think the last 7 years, he said. So elements of his social, like, life and understanding may be different. So for that reason, I did feel, I think it's hard to have natural human instincts and not feel sorry for somebody who feels so detached from what is going on in the world right now and what's right and wrong. But do you know what? When you could educate, one of the good things about him, on occasions he kind of like backfired, but he would listen.
He did.
And I felt like when I had a conversation with him, he would listen to me, and that made me feel, as time went on, less sort of intimidated by him. And he kind of did take it on him. You could see him listening and wanting to learn. And I think when people get things wrong in life and say things wrong, but they're learning, I think that's a good thing.
Talking about getting things wrong, all right. We just talk about the cats and
What about them?
and the litter tray.
What about it?
I'm like, well, I get the impression, Jojo, that like you lived your life doing crazy stuff like this. Cats told me all about what you do, but Chris, I wonder what your mates have made of the fact.
I could tell you. I could tell you. So one of my best friends, Maka, who was like my tennis partner, my good friend, his family are like they're a well-to-do family, and they're very nice and respectful, and they were absolutely loving the show. And then Maka's mum was like, I wasn't too sure on the litter tray. Like the only bit.
It was silly.
Yeah, it was silly. It was fun. But we were so in character. When you do those challenges in there, like we are, some of us are like fully in character. And it's for like 10 hours.
Most in character.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because you egg each other on.
Yeah, and we saw
the two of you together.
Like, the litter tray was the size of these 2 tables combined. So I thought it was a human-sized litter. I thought that was part of the challenge, and therefore we prevailed.
So they did it.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming on the show,
Thank you.
guys. You have been the most amazing entertainment over the last few days. And
keep it fun.
I hope this friendship continues.
Thank you so much. No, thanks, guys.
Are you going to be staying a little bit longer over here, or are you going to be going to the States? Is this...
I leave tonight, or today.
You leave today?
Sad times.
Heartbreak City.
I know. Heartbreak
Watch the space, though. We'll watch the space.
Yeah.
She's a good one.
Thank you.
Great to see
Thank you, guys.
Appreciate you guys.
Hello. Thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload tons of new content every single day. So hit the subscribe button, like all the videos, and don't miss out. We'll see you in the morning.
Well, he says it wasn't a setup, and he joins us now alongside fellow BGT judge Bruno.
Welcome to the sofa. It's lovely to see you both
lovely,
together.
so nice and relaxing, you know.
lovely.
We have
You got
the
your mate
ocean
in
or
there.
the river. I mean, it's beautiful.
An afternoon with
West
friends.
London.
Bring the cocktails down.
You said
that's a wine.
it. You said it yourself. No one's going to believe you. That's not set up. It's so hard when those
And
moments
nobody
happen.
does believe
On
you.
my life, I swear to
Okay, so I
God, that
believe
was
that.
not a setup. I honestly thought, OK, someone's put in there.
Yeah.
And I said to the producers, come on, this is a setup,
Yeah.
right? They went, no. I said to the guy, have you got a track? He went, yeah, I've got a track. I went, give it a go then. I just thought we'd never show it.
Yeah.
But he wanted to sing in front of me, and I thought, why not?
Let him do it.
Just let him do it. And I was laughing so much when the golden buzzer happened. I said, no one's going to believe this. No one is going to believe it. They're going to think it's a setup.
Yeah.
Even after the golden buzzer, I'm like, I'm still not sure. And you know, but that's...
He was so
The thing
good.
when I saw it, I thought, well, having done so many of those auditions, we'd never be that organised enough to do that. Do you know what I mean? It's so kind of... Those days are carnage, aren't they?
They are. They are.
That's what creates, actually gives you so much energy.
Yeah.
Because we never know what's going to happen next. You literally... I am like, OK, what's happening? Who's going to... I mean, it is... I love it.
I feel sorry for
the
him as well
sense
now,
of-
as well, because the poor guy's going... Like, he's probably getting a lot of hassle on social media.
You know what?
And
He should actually... I'll do it. Take a lie detector test. Like on live TV to prove...
It's funny you say that, because we've actually got a lie detector.
Fine,
No, I'm
OK,
only
I'll
joking.
do it.
I'm only joking.
Oh my gosh, you would do it.
Why you all always have to go for the nasty? You know, it is not
Exactly.
set up,
It's
mate.
not- it's
No,
not-
they're not being
isn't.
nasty. No,
Yeah.
I get it. Look, people think...
Bruno, we're not being nasty.
Actually, we're not that smart to do that.
It isn't
But you
set up.
missed all the drama. You wasn't even there, was you, Bruno?
Well, I was working. I couldn't because, you know, I was actually live
was
in
in
Los
it.
Angeles.
Yeah.
So I had to fly back. You know, you know, you're under contract. I just couldn't leave the
Yeah.
show.
What do you make? What do you make of your standing judge,
I think it was great.
He's good,
I
isn't
got
he?
on very well because one day Simon couldn't come, so I did it with him. Very, very nice guy. Gets on with it. Great company. Love him.
Yeah, he was very
Yeah,
good.
very nice.
And he got it, you know, in the moment. And, you know, don't forget, you've got like 3,000 or 4,000 people behind you, you know, really kind of rowdy in Blackpool, which is brilliant, by the way. It's now my favourite city.
It's pretty high pressure to give people honest feedback with that. You know,
it's actually, honestly, it's electric.
Yeah.
You know, you just go there and the expression is they're up for it, right?
Oh, my God.
And they're so much fun.
Yeah.
And they get so engaged and it's just, that's
they
the fun of it.
Yeah,
they literally shout at you.
Do
Which
they?
it does happen.
Oh, all the
The
time.
energy's wonderful, though,
so
isn't it?
Yeah.
I love that energy. And energy between you two. I didn't realise you go back to the 80s.
Oh, I love him. I love Simon.
Oh, yeah.
How did you meet each other and how did that relationship happen?
I'm not telling you how we met each other, but...
We probably met in the club.
We met in the club,
No, we had a mutual friend.
Yeah.
Bruno was a dancer. I was starting a record label.
Yeah.
And then Bruno became a choreographer. And then over the years, we kind of, obviously, we were friends. And then we started to work together. And, you know...
the last thing
with
was
my
Il
bands.
Divo.
Il Divo, yeah. I had this band. And I needed them to get, you know, ready to perform.
I remember them.
They didn't know each other. And I said, look, I've got a great guy for you to work with. His name's Bruno. And I told Bruno all about it. And he worked with them for weeks.
And I love opera. I love music. You know, I'm absolutely fanatic about music. And I thought, Simon, this is fantastic. It's everything I love. And that was the year I got Strictly. Remember? And then the following year I went to America and he was like, I mean, he still is. I mean, but... American Idol, I mean, huge.
Yeah, it went big.
And then I was on the next trailer next to him. So he has a double-decker. I mean, literally, it's like it's a house.
Golf course.
And mine, do you remember? We were next door to each other.
We were
I
neighbours.
arrived and it looked like a shed.
I did it to wind him up.
A shed in his shed.
With washing lines.
With washing
He
lines.
had a washing line. It is so not Hollywood. I thought, if you're going to go for it, go for it.
So there is him. He's like... I think I have to look at my contract.
But I knew how upset it was making him. And so I made sure my trailer was next to his.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
You don't want to know when people say to me, what's his sense of humour? Like, that's his sense of humour.
Oh, my... And I fall for it all the time. Like the other... Oh, darling, I've lost everything. But, oh, my God, yes, he's lost everything. And I've known him for 40 years, and I still, he gets me.
See, now I know where he gets it from. He always has the bigger dressing room.
Let's the best.
Oh, yes.
He's got a sofa.
Oh, no, Dermot was always the biggest eater.
Did you know that he'd always be a great judge on BGT?
Yes, I did. I was so upset at how well he was doing on Strictly. It really used to kill me. I mean, seriously, because we were friends and I hated him at the same time. Because every time his show was doing better than ours, you know, he would gloat, you know, it was awful.
By the way, we are beating you in America as well, you know, now. Oh, sorry.
We haven't gone on air yet.
Oh, last season.
Well, actually, no, you didn't, actually. No, actually, no, you didn't. No, you didn't.
Anyway, does it?
Well, this series of BGT...
No, you didn't.
How are you feeling? Like, you think you're in a good place this year with stars and stuff on BGT?
I really, really hope so, and I believe so. And I think we were just saying this earlier on.
Yeah,
is
no,
that,
it's true.
You know, the auditions are one thing.
Yeah.
You go into the next stage, and the truth is, you've got to win.
Yeah.
I believe you've got to win.
Yeah.
Because I only really remember the winners. The only real runner-up I remember is Susan Boyle. You always remember the winners, and that's why it still is exciting.
I remember some of the losers as well, to be fair.
I do, but not as much as the winners.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Think when X Factor was on, it was such a big thing leading up to Christmas that you sort of got to know those people so well over a period of time, didn't you? We were on air from, like, September to December. So, obviously, you wanted to win, but you still had a big presence, whereas BGT it's more concertinaed, isn't it? So you've got... the winner's always going to be the one that really stands out.
I think it's important, you know, it's like getting the golden buzzer. I mean, that's why we decided to do something different with the live shows this year.
But there's a twist in the golden buzzer, isn't there? Tell us about this twist.
Well, I think everyone wants the golden buzzer, and I did it in America last year when I was beating Bruno's show. And I was thinking about it, we did actually. If you calculate it with the overnight. We have a much younger audience as well. So where was I? Yeah, so anyway, the Golden Buzz is exciting. So we've decided, we tried it in America, and it's brilliant. We're going to put it in the live show. So we don't know who's going to get. I don't know tomorrow which judge is going to get the Golden Buzzer.
So
I genuinely don't.
Is that how it works?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So you get to give an act a Golden Buzzer in the live show, which sends them straight to the final.
And we don't know which judge. And Anton Deck as well, isn't it?
Yeah, Anton Deck as well, yeah.
So I don't know who's
swear,
gonna do
again,
it.
I have no idea. I don't even know who's on the show tomorrow.
Are you going to be wearing them glasses again?
Yeah.
I love them.
Do you?
What's the reason for the red
Well,
glasses?
I'll tell you why. First of all, the world looks beautiful through them.
Oh, it does, actually.
Can I have a go?
I'm seeing Simon's world. It's
Lovely,
wonderful.
Isn't it lovely?
Yeah. So look, I mean,
Very
you
rich,
work
isn't
with
it?
light,
And
right?
noise everywhere.
I look at that light through that.
Oh, gosh,
right?
yeah.
So, and also, because I suffer from migraines,
put them back on.
it helps me with migraines. Yeah. And when I wake up at night and I'm reading, because I read from an iPad, I put these on, and it actually sends me back to sleep.
Oh, my gosh.
There you go.
How's that for a plug?
Gentlemen,
Guys,
thank you
Bruno,
so much.
Simon,
Is
thank
that
you
it?
so much.
Yeah.
That's it, Bab, that's it.
You're throwing us out.
Well,
Yeah.
listen, the Britain's
done.
Got Talent semi-finals start tomorrow night, 7 p.m, right here on ITV1 and ITVX. Hi, everyone. Just wanted to say thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. Now, listen, we upload new content every day, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out. And we'll see you in the morning.
After 3 weeks of drama nominations, quite a lot of canoodling, tonight one housemate's going to be... Tonight, we crown the winner of Celebrity Big Brother 2025.
Ex-housemates Patsy Palmer and Trisha Goddard are with us right now. But before we chat to them, our very own Will Best is live at the CBB house. Will, you are live on ITV's This Morning. Please do not swear.
You've pronounced swear wrong. It's swur. If you could, that's how AJ says it. Hi guys. This is very exciting. This is the last time I'm going to get to come into the camera run. So thank you very much for arranging this for this series. But yes, it is the final tonight after the drama of the triple Tuesday. 3 people left the house in a triple eviction. We've now got our 6 finalists, and we can see some of them here. So there's Chesney pacing around in those leopard print gym jams that he's been wearing all series. And you can just see there Jack P. Shepherd. You can see his arm, he's in bed. Chris is just the other side. And then Donna and Danny are getting ready for the final day. Now, they were still asleep up until about 5 minutes ago, and we actually had to get them to turn the lights on because they were just having a lie-in, getting their strength together for the final. And it's all coming down to this tonight. But it's been an emotional few days. So last night, as we saw last night, it was the night before, we saw them get their letters home from their families. And even that managed to cause a little bit of drama. Some of the housemates got very emotional, and actually Jojo, who has been an amazing housemate throughout, got a letter that confused her a little bit and left her with a few worries about how she's been perceived on the outside by some of her own loved ones. Take a look at this.
I'm finding myself really analyzing that note, and, I don't like it.
As in, what, are you trying to find a hidden message or something?
I'm like, what are you telling me? Why did you not say I love you? Do you hate me? You know what I mean?
Oh, right, OK. She probably didn't want to say anything to tip you over the edge, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
It's emotional stuff. You're always going to read a lot into those letters. Now I've moved into the living room and the kitchen, and there you can see Donna, who has done incredibly well this series. And I think she could be up there with a real chance of winning it. But last night, they had their final meal. That is always, again, an emotional time in the Big Brother house. Everything they've been through over the past 3 weeks, it all comes to a head. And we've got a little clip, we'll be seeing more of this later, but a little tease for you guys of how that final dinner went down.
There's something really special about you. And I think it's the type of dad you are. I felt like you have been nothing but supportive, nothing but easy to talk to, nothing but fun. You've always been a beautiful man in here. And so please remember, no matter what goes on in life, that you genuinely are such a beautiful man with such a massive heart.
Beautiful. He is a beautiful man, and he wears really beautiful leopard print gym jams. Oh, look, they're singing. Oh, my God, Jojo's looking straight at us. Look at this. Energy on the final day. It's, oh, Danny's arrived. Danny's walked through. Look, they're singing, they're dancing. This group of housemates have really given us everything. I mean, this series has been... I mean, it's been up there with some of the greats, the iconic moments that we've had right from the start, the controversies at the beginning, Jojo and Chris's relationship that's been a huge talking point on the outside world. It's going to be really interesting to dissect with them when they finally leave the house tonight. Donna being a dark horse and absolutely coming through as like one of the stars of the series, so funny, so warm. Danny being absolutely brilliant when he was playing mother for the house and making everyone fall even more in love with him. And then Jack P. Shepherd as one of the bookies' favourites. So according to the bookies, it's between Jack and Danny, basically just drinking tea the entire series. And maybe that's been enough. That could have been enough to win. Just drink loads of tea and you can get the crown.
The win.
Tea for the win.
Thanks, Will.
Oh, thank you, Will.
Well done, mate. It's been a brilliant series.
Lovely. I enjoyed that. It's nice to see. The camera run is the best thing. But listen, what do this year's former housemates think will happen tonight?
We are joined by Patsy Palmer and Trisha Goddard. Hello.
Oh, welcome. Little reunion here.
Trisha, welcome to your second home.
Yeah, I know. I've been here quite a bit, haven't I? Sorry.
Spent more time here than you have been Big Brother.
Do you know what? What's so lovely to see is your friendship. You haven't stopped. We were literally talking then. You haven't stopped talking.
No,
what
we've
you
known
been
each other
talking
before.
about?
Yeah.
We went. We've known.
Really?
I've known Trish
years.
since I was very young.
I did a documentary with you
years ago.
Years ago.
Oh, that's lovely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I've never seen anyone react the way our Patsy reacted when she got evicted coming out of the house. It was like the best thing in the world.
Do you know, it was
You were
weird.
so elated.
And we'd waited so long. We only knew it was a triple eviction a few minutes before. So then to be called out was very strange. And it was elation. Yeah, I was excited to get out.
And what a lovely reception.
I loved it, though. I would have happily stayed there till tonight.
Yeah.
Because it was only a couple more days. But I never thought I was going to get out. That's the thing. So it's like Groundhog Day. You never ever think you're going to get out. Yeah.
Did you ever watch it back in the day when you were living
Not
here?
really. So I didn't really know. I'd seen clips of it.
Yeah.
That's the best way to be, not know what you're going into.
Yeah, that was the blessing. That was
I think
the
if you had
blessing.
watched it, you were like, no, that's not for me.
Maybe I wouldn't have, Especially with some of it, I'd have been like, oh, no, I can't do that.
I don't think anything you watch prepares you for being in there in terms of the, like, you know, not necessarily claustrophobia, but everywhere there's nowhere to turn, there's nowhere to hide, there's no, it's just, you know, if you love your own space, it's impossible.
You know, looking at people and being told that people were behind the scenes looking in on us, and even that they were doing the show from the garden. We didn't hear any of that. No. But the thought, I just said to Patsy, that's well creepy. People were skulking around. Not the crew, obviously, we expected them, but, like, guests and other people. And Danny said, didn't he, once? He said, I saw...
I can hear someone.
I can hear someone. Yeah.
It's a shame you don't go there today because it is an experience to do the camera run, see it from inside, because it's like your ghost.
Have you done it?
I've done it once, and the only way I can describe it is imagine you're a ghost and no one can see you.
Wow.
So people are living their life in the house and you're the ghost.
Oh, my God.
And they can't see.
I used to use it as a way we'd book guests when I did Big Brother. Because on Little Brother, people will come on the show, but can I come on the camera run?
Did they?
Yeah, so we used to take...
Wow.
I remember taking Kathy Burke
I did
around
Little
there.
Brother, but I never, you know, when it was Ryland days, but I never wanted to do that. I just watched all the footage.
Amazing, yeah.
But that's scary. I mean, don't you think, when you think... Some of the things we're looking into
it's creepy and scary. Trish, you lasted 9 days. It's a long time in there.
It's not as long as
But even with the nominations, honestly, like, it's good to have a chance to say it. And you know what it's like. You are clutching at straws.
You've got nothing, have you?
There is
around in the
nobody.
dirt.
There's no one to nominate when you get on so well with everyone.
Yeah.
And the day that I had to do mine, we'd had a really long day. A really long day, all of us. It was really hard.
Who did you have to vote for when you did the face-to-face one?
Oh, God. My last one was Ella, and she'd already been completely having a mental breakdown, bless her heart. And that was the hardest thing for me. I was like, oh, no, I was tempted to change what I was going to say. But then I wanted to say to her what I was going to say, and she knows why, because I just wanted to say to her, just look after yourself.
Yeah.
You know, just just protect yourself. You know, I always felt very protective towards Ella.
Yeah, so sometimes she was like saying stories and you were thinking, no, don't say that story. You're on national television.
As in there's no filter.
Just...
Well, she's young.
Patsy was like looking out for us, if to say, listen, you're on national TV. That's a story you don't want coming out, which was lovely.
You absolutely forget about the cameras after a while, and you forget that you're monitored absolutely everywhere. And like Patsy said, when it comes to nominations, you're literally scratching around in the dirt.
I mean, soon as someone says something about you, like they had to do that task, and as soon as Danny and Trish started mentioning my name, I thought, because I thought I've got the nomination.
I've got a chance.
Yeah, because I have no one to nominate.
Just when I said,
was like, good. Now I've got
someone to nominate.
No, but I've got 2 people to nominate because
you know
it has to be based on how you feel at the time.
Yeah.
But don't you think the other thing is that when you come out, and even more so for you, when you come out, you see something that, you know, in real life, you would have said, "Oh, Big Brother, I can't," you know, and
you say loads of stuff before it, you know.
Yeah, and then you come out, and you read in the press it's some huge
big story. It was so little.
It's so little. It's
just silly.
Like,
it just gives you something to clutch at.
Yeah.
And also, then you're like, okay, well, there's only 2 people this week that have said anything about me, so I can't say it about anyone else because nobody's said anything.
Yeah.
So it makes it almost harder.
Especially when the more divisive people leave early, and then you are. Because actually, that's what I loved about the series, and I love it when Big Brother and I'm a Celeb does this, where they'll just cast like quite nice people, and you're still watching it and you're still really enjoying it.
Yeah.
But there's no conflict. But you're still watching it and enjoying it.
But there's something else going on. It doesn't have to always be conflict.
Exactly.
It can be, you know, tears or doubts or, you know...
It's much nicer.
It's much nicer.
And people can get on, like, everyone's going on about Jojo and Chris. People are allowed to
be friends,
get on, aren't they?
Friends. They've made a little bond. It's so cute.
But people are obsessed with that story. Like,
well, and they all have
absolutely.
their take. We all have our take on it and what have you. And I guess in the end, only them know what's going on. But it's going to be interesting tonight.
Who do you think's... Who's your money on? Who's going to win tonight?
I would like Danny to win. We both think we'd like Danny to win because Jojo's got a career, hasn't she? You know, Danny... It's going to be a juggernaut, I think. It's going to be a juggernaut of
Do you think he'll
voting.
drag up tonight? He might drag up.
I don't think he will.
No, he's discovered himself behind drag, I think.
Good.
I don't know that he would go back. But Chris, don't you think Jojo and Danny... Well, I think those 3 voting-wise are going to be...
Well, I think
love
Jack
Donna.
might win.
I think Jack
I think Jack could win.
He's
And
been
I
so-
thought it through
he's
the whole
chilled,
thing.
all the way
I
through.
just think you can't underestimate the power of loyal Corrie fans.
Yeah.
And they are very loyal.
He's very chill.
He's got
just comes across
something
like a
that's
lovely
really
guy.
funny. He's a very dry sense of humour.
Yeah. He
People
has.
like that. He has maintained his sanity through the whole thing. He's enjoyed everything, good and bad. He's just loved it all.
He's there. He's just...
I think he might win.
Well, he doesn't say a lot, but when he does say something,
funny.
he's hilarious.
Yeah.
And Donna's like that as well.
Oh, they're hilarious. We've had some
Donna.
hilarious people
Donna's
in there,
gorgeous.
honestly.
And I love the fact that you kept your zen in there as well.
Yeah,
you
baby.
chilled
I
out.
had to.
Meditated.
The only way to get through it.
It's the only way.
People were creeping around behind the back.
Actually, Tricia,
No one's
thank
creeping
you.
around. Stop saying that. We're just having a little goosey gander.
No, we just have a little look. It's interesting.
Celeb Big Brother live final this Friday today. ITV, ITVX, STV, STVX, blah 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 blah.
Nuts. We've spoken a lot about podcasts on this show. haven't
Too
we?
much.
A lot.
Let's cancel the next item.
No.
Oh, see you later,
Let's do it. Our next guests are doing it doggy style.
Oh. I mean,
I keep reading.
Oh, no.
I didn't know about this item.
Reading.
On their podcast, Oh My Dog, comedians Jack D and Sean Walsh are interviewing celebs, meeting their own canine companions, and they're here to tell us more.
That would have been fine if you just carried on.
I know, but it was great. It was great just leaving it, wasn't it?
Sure, you can blame it on Dermot. You said it.
This is a lovely podcast. I was listening to it this morning, and it's just so lovely. And it came about, Sean, from your first dog.
Yes, well, I got a cockapoo, Mildred
Lovely.
Barrett, double barrel.
Mildred.
Yeah, Mildred.
Mildred Barrett.
Yes, exactly. and I thought, you know, it opened me up to this whole new world where you go on dog walks and then you meet other dog owners and you kind of get to know the dogs as opposed to the people.
Yeah.
and I thought this could be a wonderful podcast.
So when you're on these dog walks, do you never like ask the person about their private life or personal life or anything? It's just always about the dog.
It's just dogs. That's the thing. That's people come on the pod, I think, because it's a chance for them to not talk about themselves. And we've had Romesh and Roisin Connaughton and Rob Beckett, and they love coming on because they don't have to talk about themselves. They get to talk about their dogs.
Yeah.
But they end up talking about themselves anyway, don't they?
They do. Yeah.
So, Jackie, you've had dogs and cats in the past.
I had one cat long time ago, long time ago, but I'm a dog person, really.
Definitely.
Oh, definitely, yeah. So,
how do you know you're a dog person as opposed to a cat person?
Well, you get a dog and then you become a dog person. That's what happens, really, you know. We're absolutely besotted with our little Dolly. She's a Chihuahua.
Oh, she's gorgeous.
Yeah, she's great. And we didn't mean to get a Chihuahua. We had a Dachshund who was bereaved because his sort of love of his life had died, had been with us. Yeah. And so Jane, my wife, said, oh, I'm gonna find out if there's something, cheer him up. And then she said, look what I found. She happened to be browsing on Chihuahuas Desperately Needing a Home.com.
just happened to be on that.
Yeah. And I had always said, we are not getting a Chihuahua. It's ridiculous.
They're gorgeous
and she says, but look at this one. I said, all right, let's get that. And we drove off to Wales and got her from this. She was in this hostel. With her little backpack, just waiting to be, someone to pick her up. It was nice. She's a lovely dog.
Lovely. I remember one of my first, when I fell in love with you doing stand-up, and I was probably been a teenager or something, and it must have been a Channel 4 show, and you were first starting out, I guess.
Oh, yeah.
And you were talking about, I remember you did a skit about cat food getting between your toes.
Yeah.
And your cat's sort of always going, like, you're doing DIY, and the cat's going, I wouldn't have done it like that. And I remember that, because that was when you had a cat,
Yeah, well, that's the difference. Your dog will say, you'd be putting up a shelf or something, your dog will say, you're so clever, you're amazing, how did you do that? You put up a shelf. But whereas a cat would be looking, it's not straight.
Yeah. I remember, like, when I first had cats, I'd go out, and I'd get really worried about, would they be okay when I came back? And I'd go, I have to leave the pub or something, go, I've got to get back because I've got cats. And I'd get in, and they'd been exactly the same place I'd left them 8 hours ago. And they'd give you this look as if to go, have you been out?
Why are you here?
Yeah. Where dogs are like, why would you leave me?
Yeah. I feel with cats, you've got to, earn their love, don't you?
You
really got to earn it.
Dogs are so forgiving, aren't they?
Yeah.
As soon as you come in, I don't mind that you went for 2 hours, I still love you.
How did you guys meet? Like, was it on the circuit?
It was on the circuit.
On the circuit, we did a live at the Apollo together that you hosted.
We did a live at the Apollo together. That's how it
But comedians, is it easy for comedians to actually just have that moment where you pick up the phone? Because it's in many ways, it's such a solitary existence to actually, you know what, let's team up and do something together.
Like the bat phone.
Sean rang me and said he had this idea, for the podcast, and I thought, well, Sean Moore, he has nothing but good ideas. He's known in the business as having the Midas touch.
Yeah, baby.
So I said, I want a bit of that.
Yes, exactly.
Where do I sign, Sean?
Me in.
I feel like Jack lost the bet that he's not told me about, and now I've ended up doing a podcast with Jack D.
It is so funny though. There's a conversation where you start talking when you go out and meet the dogs, and there you go, is it a boy or a girl? And you were saying something along the lines of, it's a woman.
Well, I was just wondering that, why when dogs get older, they don't get promoted from boy to man and girl to woman. I don't know.
That's a good point.
Well, these are the big questions that we tackle on the podcast.
And the other big question is, do you allow your dog to kiss you? It's a big thing, isn't it?
It is, yeah. My Chihuahua, she'll kiss my wife on the face, but not me because I was a bit scratchy, I think, is what it is.
Right. So
but your Dr. Scott that you have on the show.
Yeah, he's just over
opposite.
there.
Yeah, he's here. Well, he's got his dog Mango. Scott was on our podcast,
yes.
So he brought Mango over to introduce us, and the first thing she did was stick her tongue in the water.
Did she?
Yeah. First thing she did.
Lovely.
That happens every now and again to me. I'll roll over in bed and I'll pick up one of the cat's waters and I'll drink it and go, oh, no, what have I done?
Yeah.
You guys are going to be in Goodwoof, which is so brilliant, down in Goodwood, isn't it?
Yeah, down in Goodwood.
I see what they've done there. I like that.
A lot of dog wordplay.
Yeah. On the 17th of May, isn't it?
17th, 18th of May. There's lots of things to do. There's dog yoga, which I know, Jack, you're looking forward to doing, aren't you?
Little downward dog.
Can't wait. Yeah, a little bit of downward dog going on. Yeah. There's loads of things to do apparently, and but we'll be recording our live podcast from there.
And has it
Someone
got an
said to
audience
me,
of dogs? You're going to have an audience
there
of
will
dogs?
be some
There
dogs
will be
here.
dogs,
Dogs will be
actually.
welcome,
Oh,
obviously.
Yeah, first one, I think, in front of dogs.
Yeah.
That's going to be great.
It's going to be... So, yeah, we're recording Oh My Dog from there. And we've got very, very special guests lined up for the show, so we're very excited about that as well. It'll be fun. Yeah.
And doggy voices. This is one of the big things in the podcast.
Doggy voices, but also, by the way, before you get to doggy voices, what we do with the pod, which I think is wonderful, is you find out that all these things that you have just between you and your dog, actually all of our listeners have them and all dog lovers have them. So it's not just dog voices, it's dog... Everyone has a dog alias that just comes about naturally. So obviously my cockapoo's called Mildred. That gets put in the bin very early days, and she's now called... And I can't explain why. She's called the Mournals.
Yeah.
So I don't know why... But the thing is, that sounds mad, but when you do the pod, you find out everyone has this. So she gets home and I go, "Oh, the Mournals, you're the little Mournals, come in, I'll give you the squeezies, and I'll give you the little rubber Baileys." And she gets up on her back and I go, "Come here, I'll give you a little rubber band." Now, that seems mad, but that's perfectly normal in dog world.
Yeah.
And then there's the voices.
What's your voice then, Jack?
Well, that's his voice for talking to Mildred.
Yes.
But it's where it gets interesting is where the dog talks back.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
And that's my dog has always talked back. So I talk on behalf of Dolly, but I have to because Jane speaks through when she wants me to do something. It won't because can you do this? Like, do you mind closing the window? I thought, I'll do it in a minute.
Dolly's
and
cold.
Then, Dolly wants the window closed, and that's it. I've got to do it.
Of course you have to, don't you?
So I had to learn to talk back.
Brilliant.
So, "No, you're right. You sit there for a bit." That's how she talks.
Brilliant.
Well, that's life generation, so every dog I meet always wants to say sausages.
What's yours? Go on.
I don't
know what I do. I think I do. When at Battersea, sometimes when they're really cute, it's like,
There you go.
Yeah, you're a natural.
I don't know why I do
that was great on me pretty quick.
It does great on everyone, so I try and avoid it. Listen, Oh My Dog is available every Monday wherever you get your podcasts, and the podcast is going live at Good Wolf at Goodwood on the 17th of May.
Thanks, you two.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Chat.
And I know you're going on tour as well. So.
I'll be on tour. I'll be in Scotland soon, so yeah.
Oh, lovely. Hi, everyone. Just wanted to say thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. Now, listen, we upload new content every day, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out. And we'll see you in the morning.